Good morning, everybody. What a weekend. Actually, so insane. I feel like I just lived like a year of life in one day and one weekend. How's everyone doing today? Got a lot of stuff to talk to you guys about. Circle stock is absolutely crushing it. Wow. I got to pull this up. Yeah, dude, this is crazy. Circle stock is trading at 290. It has been up only since it launched. What a fumble. Infinite size, like 5x basically, for anybody that wanted it. I just can't believe that. I mean, I can actually believe it, to be honest. All right, we're going to get all the links out and everything. Stream is probably just going to be for an hour. What I'm going to do on this stream is I'm going to take a look because I'm going to be trading meme coins a lot more. I like perps for sure, but I'm not like, how do I phrase this? I'm good at perps, but I'm inexperienced and I need to learn a lot more. Especially when like the market was just dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. And I was like trying to catch longs and like even my mindset in general, I just should have been shorting this whole fucking market. So what's up? How's everybody doing? If you're hanging out in the stream, say good morning. Oh, I just started. What's up, Swifty? Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. I woke up like 15 minutes ago. What's up, Kay, on YouTube? One thing that I didn't notice is that my YouTube stream actually does fairly well. Woke up to everything dumping. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at this real quick. I will preface by saying that this is the most stable that I've ever been. I have more stables than I've ever had. I'm still holding all my Bitcoin. I'm probably not going to sell the Bitcoin because I feel like there's no point to sell it. It's like the one thing that I want to hold. I didn't do any perps for the past 2 days because so I did this thing where I won. I could show you the chart, but like I basically won like every perps trade that I took for 2 weeks, and I was cooking. And then I just started losing every trade. And then I ended up over trading and I lost like 20K. Well, I lost more than that, I think. Cuz I made like 30 and then I lost the 30. Yeah, that was not fun. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of a step back. I realized that I was over leveraging into stuff. And I am also going to start trading meme coins daily again cuz I am much better at swing trading meme coins. Dang, this Gore coin dumped. Why did we stop doing the show? I don't know. We just kind of did. And at least with like this, like the doing this stream, I can kind of just hop on with no schedule and I can just do it whenever. Like last week, I did streams every day and I started between like 8 and 10 a.m. every time. And I just did it like every day. Fun fact, I have actually streamed six weekdays in a row. You bought some gore here for a quick swing? Yeah, I'm going to flip you guys around and we're going to take a look because I actually think that that's not a bad play. I don't have money loaded up into this wallet because I did this thing. I don't know if you guys ever do this, but like I did this thing where I kept on taking perps trades even though I said that I was going to stop. And I just kept trading. And so what I did is I sent all the money out of my wallet basically so I couldn't trade. Hey Alexa, good morning. What's up, Trip? Falcow, what's going on, guys? Let me flip you guys around and we're gonna take a look at the market and what's going on. I'm probably only gonna be on for like an hour or so. I'm like really tired. I've also been exercising every day. One thing that like as you get older, when you exercise, you definitely get more sore. Which is like, dude, I remember I used to exercise all the time. And yeah, now I'm just getting off topic. So what's up, Designed? Yeah, so the past weekend was weird as fuck. And the whole market just is basically all driven all on news. I still think this comes into play. Oop, not like that. I'm still thinking that this looks good. I don't really have much new to say. I feel like a lot of the people that are here in stream kind of already know my thought on it. So I don't want to be repetitive. Not much has changed. I think there's a lot of people on Twitter. I'm sure a lot of you guys use Twitter. There's a lot of people on Twitter that are saying that the market is going to be fine and that bullish and, up only and like all this stuff. I feel like the reason why people are saying that is because they didn't cook as much as they needed to or as they wanted to. And so like Clemente made this whole video where he was like praying to God that he got like I'll pull it up in a second. Okay. They're trying. Yeah, I've done that before too. Okay. Hold on. Let me find the video that I'm talking about. Oh my god, dude. Clemente is insane. This is just a guy that's having a good time. He may not be making a lot of money, but he's having a good time. Yeah, so this video right here that I'm about to show you is essentially why I think that a lot of people are currently saying that the market is bullish, even though a lot of people know that it's not. And it's because of this video. Like, this video explains it pretty much perfect. So we're gonna watch this together. All right, you guys ready?
I swear, all I need is one more altcoin season, man. Give me, if Solana goes to 250 one more time, give me an Ethereum. Honestly, if Ethereum goes to like 3,200, I swear, I'll sell it all. I'll sell it all. I'm sorry for not selling before. I thought we were going higher. I thought, dude, I really thought Orangey was right, that it was just getting started. I'm sorry for not selling my Solana. I'll sell it all, I promise. Just give me one more altcoin season, please, for the love of God. Give me Fartcoin to 2.5 bill. I'll sell everything. I'll sell everything, and I'll be good, and I'll buy only Bitcoin from there, please. Dude, I swear.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, people are, I don't know if this is satire or not. I'm going to assume that it is, but that is the mindset of like most people right now, which is they're like, "Oh, I thought the market was going to go higher, so I didn't sell." And now people are just trapped, and it's like, you don't, here's the thing, is like the market's down, like you don't want to sell. It's the mindset of like you wish that you had sold so that you could have bought back lower, but people didn't because a lot of people were overexposed. And so it's like, now the worst thing is to be in a situation where the market is down and you can't like double down on your bags because you don't have enough. I'm not saying that he does. I'm just saying that like a lot of people didn't, like, they rode the whole market and then it dumped, which is why I sold into the bounce that we had back in May, because the whole market dumped. Solana went sub 100 and then it bounced all the way back to 180. Like, that 180 was a pretty solid bounce. That was a 2x bounce. And I sold like all my Solana into that bounce. I didn't sell all my MOG into the bounce, but yeah, it's definitely interesting because I feel like this is the sentiment of a lot of people. How do taxes work on meme coins? So what you do is you go sign up for awaken.tax. It is the best crypto. It's the best crypto tax software. I work with them and you use them. Basically, the way that crypto taxes work is when you buy a meme coin and you make money on it, you pay taxes on it. When you sell the meme coin into stables, you pay taxes on it. And that's pretty much how it works. Like, you just pay tax on every transaction. Am I not in the soul trenches anymore? I am. I actually made a post in my Discord saying that I'm going to focus on swing trading meme coins while I continue to get a little bit better at perps. Because what I did for the past month is I traded perps and I did well and I learned, but I also felt like I was not paying as much attention to good swing trades that I could have made on like meme coins. But at the same time, the price of Sol went down, so it would have been like kind of weird. But anyway, I am going to be trading a lot of meme coins because I'm actually considering buying a pretty big bag of this. I'm just waiting for it to go a little bit lower. Tenders is already buying though. That's criminal. I thought meme coins were tax free. Why would you have thought that? I thought you don't have to pay tax unless you spend it in USD. That is not true at all. Everything that if you buy a stock and you sell that stock and you have it in a broker account, like if you have it on whatever, like whatever TD, like any like Fidelity or whatever, like you have to pay capital gains taxes on that. It's no different than it with crypto. Like anything that any asset that you buy or sell, like you have to pay tax on it. So let's say I'm holding 1 million in Bitcoin and it goes up. When do I have to pay taxes on it? Can I just hold it forever? Well, if you buy $1 million in Bitcoin and you sell it within 12 months, you pay short-term capital gains taxes on it. And if you hold it for longer, then if you hold it for longer than 12 months, then you only pay long-term capital gains taxes on it. And like, let's say, for example, that I bought 5 SOL of Gore and that my 5 SOL turned into 10 SOL. You would owe taxes on the 5 SOL profit that you made. And then let's say that SOL is $133 and then SOL goes up to $180 and you decide to sell your Solana at 180. You are also paying tax on the increase in price of Solana from when you made that 5 SOL profit, and then it went at $130 of Solana, and then it goes up to 180. So, but on the contrary, like let's say for example that you bought 5 SOL of a meme coin, and then it went same thing, like you doubled it, you made 5 SOL at 130, and then it goes down to 80. You would basically like offset. You wouldn't have to pay capital gains taxes. Instead, that would be a capital loss whenever you would sell it. So you wouldn't pay taxes on it because you didn't make money on it. Well, it would offset it. You see what I'm saying? Like it would offset the price of your profit. Thank God I'm from Europe. I only pay 15% on what I cash out. That is not how that works in Europe. That is not how it works. How hard is it to figure out how much you owe end of year? It's not super hard. Like I said, you use Awaken Tax, and then you just put in all your wallets, and it just calculates it. Now, there are a lot of places, such as Puerto Rico, where capital gains taxes are like flat. I don't know if it's actually flat, but like either it's flat or super low. Singapore has like really low taxes. Obviously, Dubai has no capital gains tax. I guess Thailand. Like there's a lot of different places that don't have capital gains tax, but there are a lot of places that do. Move to Dubai, best for earning in crypto. Yes, but then you also have to the increase in what you pay to live there is basically like what you're saving in taxes, unless like for example like you move to Dubai and you live in just like a wherever you live in some cheap place and you just only go there and then you don't spend any money and then you come back. Why not cash out in other countries and go back to the US? Because you have to be a citizen in other countries to be able to, like, you have to live in these places. You can't just like go fly to Dubai and sell your crypto and then move back. Like that's just not how it works. It's actually interesting. There's a lot of people that don't really understand how this stuff like crypto taxes and stuff work. In general, capital gains from the sale of stock are exempt from income tax. Okay. Where is that? I don't know. it's different everywhere you live. So you have to look up where you live. And so I'm very familiar with like the US tax law. But I will say this, that like when I first got into crypto, I definitely did not understand at all. Like I didn't get it at all. I was the same thing. I was like, I only pay like, when you like, it's just like it's harder. But there's been a lot more clarification. I actually uh finished my taxes over the weekend, and I will be paying the remainder of my taxes this week, and I will be filing. I filed an extension, but yeah, it's tough. I remember Scented was talking to Caden, and Caden said he hasn't paid taxes and hasn't spent any of it, and they all said he's fine. That is not the case. That is not how it works. Like, it's just not. And these guys that are making crazy money like this need to get accountants. They need to get some, like a CPA. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It is funny though, because there are a lot of different, like, people think about it in different ways. So yeah, coins I'm looking at. First of all, launch coin dumping. Solo bought like a $250,000 of this. And it just dumped. 1,000 sold deep. What about degens we see on X making millions? Well, some people pay taxes and some people don't. It's like anything else. Like, you can't assume, and I'll tell you this, like, you can't assume that everybody that you see on the internet is complying. Yeah, everyone has to pay taxes. Exactly. And I am trying to explain it in the best way that I can. And yeah, you're better off just paying your taxes. Because then you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. I have a CPA. I pay him a lot. I pay him like over $5,000 a year. Yeah, this looks strong. Slinger is pushing it really hard. This would have been a great buy, but this is when everyone was freaking out. I was thinking about buying last night. I was considering buying 100 soul of K-Led, but it seems like people are just like, this dude just dumped. How much is this? 300 soul worth? It's so funny. There's like some people that are buying a shitload of meme coins in like with size, and then there's others. Like this guy, so this S guy is nuking all of his bags, and then a solo was buying launch coin, and the market's dumping again. What happened? I didn't even look at the news. Why are we under 130? See, dude, that's what I'm saying about perps. Like, Fartcoin is already down $100 million in market cap since last night. Dude, this shit's gonna like retest lows. What? Dude. Oh my god. I should have been paying attention instead of just talking. Your bet is the digital oil meme coin? You mean oil? What's the tax website? It's Awaken. I'm going to just type it in chat. I'll type it in Twitch chat for you. Awaken.tax code Ash Robin. Wait, is that my code? One sec. Let me give you my code, because if you have my code, then you get like 20% off. Let me find my code. I think it's not Ash Robin, actually. Oh, it's Kanto. You get $100 off, actually. Use code Kanto. There you go. How much more complicated is it if you have over 100K transactions? Not. I had a lot. I think I had somewhere between like 50 and 60,000 transactions. And wow, the market is fucking dumping. I had like 50 or 60,000 transactions. I work with the founder of Awaken, and he's like super helpful in case you ever needed help. There are some transactions that you need to go through. It's not 100% accurate, but it gets you like 99% of the way there. And then you kind of just go through, and you know, it's not perfect, but it is definitely like the most accurate crypto tax software I used. And I used all of them. Basically what happened was I like products in crypto that generate revenue without having a token, and there's not a lot of them out there. And so when I was doing my taxes, I noticed that there were other platforms that weren't as accurate, and so I started using Awaken. It was super accurate. I reached out to the founder and I was like, "Yo, I really like your product." Him and I became really close friends. I now work for him. And I help with like partnerships. And so that's pretty much what happened. So I talk to him like all the time. This is also what I mean when I say that like being in crypto, there's like unlimited opportunity, because I'm sure you guys didn't even know that. You could technically call it a job. Like, I'm head of partnerships for Awaken. So yeah, it's like just something that I do in addition to trading on a daily basis and making content and everything. But yeah, if anybody needs to use, wow, the market is actually fucked. The Trump administration is preparing for an Iran attack on US Gulf bases. Wait a second. Where are those? That's got to be on that's got to be in not the United States. Are you talking about oil? This oil? Oh my fucking no way, dude. No fucking way. Bro, I lost 3,300 on this. I literally, how much did I have in this token? I had 400. Yeah, bro. Cry me a river. What were my buys at though? At like 3 mil. I bought it like 3 and I sold it like 4. Bro, I was stuck in this coin. Man, I gotta go all the way back. I don't even want to do this. But I want like a better picture. Yeah, what did I do here? Yeah, so I was. Oh, yeah, I remember I fucking papered it too. I bought the dip and it just kept dipping. God, that is so annoying. What was the date on this? Man, this was right after Trump coin launched. I was trenched up. Wow. Literally had 400. I was like one of the top holders of this coin at the time. Man, I haven't used Photon in so long. This is my wallet that like I cooked heavily on that I should start using again. Man, I was so salty. This coin went to 25 mil and I bought it like 3 or 4. Memes are tanking. Let's look, bros. Yeah, not good. Not looking good. Everyone was bullish on the timeline yesterday though. No, I'm not in any perps trades. I'm taking it easy. Dude, it's like it's legitimately hard to trade with all the news related stuff because you can't like sit in a trade. Like you have to be sitting at your computer and you have to wait for the news. And then once the news comes out, you have to be reactionary to it because it's like, yeah. But no, I'm not. Oh my god, why is it whenever I fucking stream my nose? How many income streams do I have? I do content, video content, so sometimes I get sponsors. Hold on. So content, Canto, streaming isn't really streaming isn't really income because I don't really make money from this. I work with Awaken. I trade. I don't know if I already said that. Uh yeah, well, I like I said, I pay an accountant. I have an accountant that I pay. And they handle like my business, they handle like everything, they help me expense things, just like all of it, yeah. Gore tanked again? Yeah, let's look. Yeah, so last night I was actually going to buy a bunch of meme coins and stuff, and I'm glad I didn't. I said I was going to wait until the morning. Oh yeah, wow. Is a CPA better if my money is in crypto? It just depends like how much you're making and stuff. I've always, even when I had a job, I used an accountant too, but it was just different like pricing because when I had my normal job, I technically didn't need a CPA at the time, but it was only like a couple $100. So I was like, whatever. Wanted to learn, make sure that I was doing it right, and then now I I spend like 5 to 10K a year because I have my business. I take calls, I ask questions. They give me advice. Whenever I get anything from whenever like anything needs to get renewed within my company, they take care of that too. So I don't have to do that. But yeah, I'm a advocate for paying to make your life easier. Did I see that guy selling a CT scan shadowless back for 30K with a confirmed Zard? I did not. Did you happen to see the video that I made yesterday and put on TikTok though? Yesterday I went to a card show and I posted a video on my TikTok and it got 46,000 views on TikTok. And then I posted the same video on Instagram. It got 7,000 views there. Bros, my TikToks for Pokemon go super hard. My TikToks for crypto do not. It's Ash Robin QT. It's just that one. That one's not private. Yeah, wow. Market is absolutely dumping. I can't believe it ran all the way to 137. And now we're just in full dump mode again. Go figure, bro. Fartcoin retraced almost its entire move. So what do you think? You guys think that we go lower than this? Dude, if we dump down to like 700 mil on Fartcoin, I will absolutely buy. I did not want to buy. I'm not going to lie. Last night when I was sitting at my desk, I did ask myself how, like, I was like, am I dumb for not buying, like, DCAing into spot Fartcoin and then selling, for a 10 to 20%? And I thought about it and I was like, there was a play there, obviously, but I'm glad I didn't take it because the market could have and could still potentially go way worse. Now, I am just going to sit on my hands and basically wait. I want all this stuff to like play out. Ugh. Yeah, let's check out some of the news from Walter Bloomberg. This guy is a fucking NPC, I swear. I don't know where he gets all this info, but there's been a credible Iranian threat against the U.S. run airbase in Qatar since noon. Preparing for attack on U.S. Gulf bases. Imminent threat of Iranian strike on U.S. base in Qatar. Turkish companies cancel flights to the UAE. That's crazy. Tesla says that's irrelevant to what we're talking about. Qatar has closed its airspace. So how are people dude, that means that people that are taking flights right now, their flights are probably so much longer. Cuz like if you're in Dubai and you're flying to like Europe or something, you have to go all the way around. That's crazy. Is Bitcoin dumping? Oh wow, Bitcoin is dumping. Yeah. Bro, I bet you people on Twitter are shitting their pants right now. If I hadn't stabled, I would be shitting my pants. This is nuts. If Bitcoin goes down to 90K, I'll start buying Bitcoin, spot Bitcoin for like long-term bags, by the way. I would buy some. Why do I only have 2 SOL in my wallet? Because I stabled literally every dollar that I had in Solana over the past like month. And every time I would make a trade, I would swap it into Sol and then make the trade and then swap immediately into stables. Who remembers? I'm just going to bring this up. Who remembers? We're going to take a look. 2 weeks ago on the YouTube, I made this video literally the day before the whole like US got involved thing. When did I post this precisely? June 4th. 3 weeks ago. The price of Solana on June 4th and 3 weeks ago was on June 3rd, 163, 157. Dude, I remember this. That was crazy. Man, I cooked by stabling. Buy more? I'm not buying yet. I'm staying stabled for a while. I made a good tweet about why I'm doing this too. Where is my tweet? There's me. Everybody go and interact with that tweet, by the way. I've been 90% stabled for months. I round tripped 70% of my net worth back in 2022. Great video for anybody that may have also done the same thing. You're not alone. I have round tripped a lot of money in my life. I was wearing the same shirt last week. I'm so goofy. Oh, this was my tweet. I'm continuing to decrease my crypto exposure. I don't care if I miss a 20% upside move. Market feels weak and Bitcoin has been up only for 30 months. If sentiment changes, I can reposition myself. But for now, I'm in capital preservation mode. We'll still trade memes and perps daily. And then I proceeded to lose $10,000 in perps the next day. Classic. Wow. Bitcoin is getting destroyed. I would love to open a long here just for a quick scalp. But I just do not. That mindset that I just explained and I said out loud is exactly why I lost so much money in the past 2 weeks on perps. I feel like with all the war news and stuff, when you see this, you may be tempted to long, but catching the bottom is so hard when war stuff is going on. If war stuff wasn't happening, if it wasn't all news driven, I would long this. What do I consider low lev? I'm not using anything more than like 3 to 5x moving forward. Dude, I was like 20x longing Soul with like 10k. I was just being stupid. I thought that I was him, but I wasn't. I got out of that position break even, but that shit was stressful. If you know what fibs belong to what wave, you could legit buy the bottom to the cent here. Bro. No. I don't think that fibs really care that Iran is about to fire missiles at the US like bases. Yeah, wow. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah, market is dumping. News doesn't impact markets at all. They only add volatility. They never change market structure. Okay. I'm literally not even going to respond to that. I told myself that I had to be nicer on stream. I'm a pretty nice guy. And sometimes I let the you just know how to do TA? Yeah. Nice. This is all natural. All of this is natural price action. It is? Yeah, it is. The market doesn't react that badly towards war news like it did years ago. I would argue that the the market reacts more strongly to news now than it ever has. Yeah, what a long 130 to 132. So my long would have printed. My long would have printed. I would have caught absolute pico bottom. The market is pumping because they're like, okay, the missiles hit. Now what? It's funny that like everything dumps when they hear like the news, and then after it happens, it just pumps back. Totally natural price action. Oil is gonna pump. Yeah, what if it does? Man, I remember when this launched too. This was back in the day when literally everything that launched that was new would just, if it was posted by somebody notable, it would just moon. Like instant moon. Well, I think I may also not trade today as well. I will say Bitcoin is super uh strong at 100K. Like it does not want to go under 100K at all. Let's look at other stuff. Fartcoin mooning, of course. That's just so crazy to me. Every chart looks exactly the same. So basically what's going to happen is there's going to continue to just be news that comes out every day for the next like couple weeks. And we're just going to continuously have to deal with this. And it's going to be such a shit show. Everything candled. Iran attacking the US is priced in. I got to give it to these people though. The people that are just trenching. Dude, you got to be crazy. These guys will literally rinse 4K market cap shitters even during the most uncertain of times. Damn, people are not trading right now on chain. This is insane to look at. Yeah, well, I'm actually surprised. Dude, SPX is also such a strong meme coin. Like, that shit barely dumped recently. It went down like, I guess it went down like 60 or 70 mil market cap. If I had to guess, we're going lower. Simply based off of everything. Also, what would be very funny that a lot of people don't even realize is like what happens if the United States and China do not announce a good, strong tariff deal? What if tariffs come back into play too? Wouldn't that be great? All this uncertainty is making people not want to hold stuff right now. Yeah, Iran is doing the thing, and crypto's actually holding up. Air defense system active, dude. I feel like I'm a news channel now. We're all just like, what's happening in the news? Well, I was gonna buy some meme coins to swing trade for good old time's sake, but I'm glad I didn't because I would have. I was about to put in 100 soul into this at like 12, so I would have been down like 18 soul or something. Damn, Gore is cooked. I still actually might buy this though. This Tenders guy is the goat. I don't know if you know Tenders, if you guys know Tenders, but like this guy does not lose. He will DCA himself forever and then he will hold a coin until it goes back up, no matter what. Dude was the goat. Literally was DCAing useless down to 6 mil. Oh, bro fucking cooked. The goat. Just the goat. I know a couple people like this. Solo does this too. What if Elon posts about Gore? He did before. Remember? He was talking about that other guy, but he just so happened to mention Gore. Yeah, I think a 23 mil average is probably not terrible. Man, this is just nuts. None of this stuff has any effect on the markets, by the way. It's all fib. Yeah, I'm personally being patient. I'm not gonna buy Gore yet. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna see if I can get I feel like these days you are in a position where if you like a coin, you can just wait and you either get the entry that you want or you don't. Like you because for me, I want to buy at like 17 mil. Like I want this to dump like way lower. And then I'd size in. But I'd buy like a lot. I'd probably buy like 200 soul worth and then hold it for a week and see what happens. Damn, everything dumped. Obviously. If you're like into meme coins, the meme coins that I would be watching right now would be Gore. Mask is up 2x from the lows. So I don't know about that. Mixie, USDUC, useless if it goes under 70. Chill House if it dumps again. Troll for a longer term hold. House is probably cooked. And then Labubu maybe. Imagine being able to short these low caps. Well, you can. It's just uh it's like you can use Oxfun, but it's yeah. Ox.fun. There's actually a lot of different exchanges. MEXC will launch a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, MEXC has so much bullshit. You can if you have a MEXC account, you can short whatever. The thing is though, is normally when you open a short or a position like that on something like MEXC, you're they like kind of fuck you with like you might open your position and you might be down 10% like the second you open it. Ah, fuck. This guy he just bought 100 soul. This guy's also crazy. 30 mil God Whale. Total PNL of 4 mil. This guy crushes. Only buys large caps. Part of me wants to start buying this, but I feel like I'm gonna FOMO in. I don't want Gore to end up like IBRL. Am I talking about Durant? Is that this guy's wallet? I've had this wallet since before wallet tracking was on trading bots. And so I just never cared to look up who they were because it really didn't matter what their name was. I just knew that they were good. Yeah, that is the wallet. Is that him? Interesting. Yeah. I have him as 30 mil God whale. Did I see Pudgy on NASDAQ? No. I saw a tweet about it, but I didn't watch the actual thing. Man, this is crazy. I lost like 100 soul on this. Damn, this was up. This went up like 3x from the lows. That's impressive. All right, where do you think Bitcoin is going? Higher or lower from here? Couple people say higher. I don't know. My gut says lower, personally. Lower, bro. There's no reason it make an all-time high. Well, I think Bitcoin's going to make all-time highs one day, but it's going to be a couple years from now. I think we see a little bounce, but Max Fear hasn't kicked in yet, in my opinion. Definitely waiting to buy the dip on BTC. I agree with that. My assumption is that Bitcoin's going to retest 92K within the next month, probably. At that point, I would take a long, hard look at where everything else is. Hype and Solana would probably be down bad. I'd probably buy those. I'm just at a point where it's like, I don't want to prematurely purchase stuff. Like, I feel like I think about it from a risk to return standpoint. Bitcoin is down like 9% off of all time highs. Just look at this chart. Let's do this one. Like this is crazy. Like new all-time high will take till quarter 3 to 4 after next halving. I would bet that is probably accurate. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. The bots on Binance have destroyed the altcoin market. Well, it's not just bot like that's just Binance like themselves. Like they bought up a bunch of stuff. Everyone shorted everything to shit, and then they just like decided to max dump all of it. Yeah, dude. This cycle was so weird in terms of like the crime that occurred by just everybody. Nuclear. No way, dude. Oh yeah, like a lot all that like volume is fake. Like there's not this cycle has been plagued by fake volume to bait people into buying things at higher valuations and leverage basically. Those two things were huge. Wow, Fartcoin this long would have absolutely printed. How incredible is that? 850 mil to like 900. That's what I'm saying. Like it's too like spotty. No, big altcoins have absolutely no strength this cycle at all. Yeah, I think I'm going to get an entry on Gore here at like 18. This cycle, from what I experienced and what I saw and research that I did, I'm going to re-say that while I'm not yawning. This whole cycle, based off of experience, research that I did, and just like flat out public information, was simply bots and market makers driving price action and volume into assets to bait retail into buying them and then flushing everybody using leverage on those same assets. The one of the best examples of that was Zarabro. I don't know why they chose that one specifically. But Zarabro was quite literally the most market made token I think I have ever seen. This cycle, it was the worst. Worst by far. Now, yeah, there was Popcat and there was Whiff and there were like some others, but like there wasn't as much dumpage. There was, but like Zarabro was insane. Insanely fucked. You guys remember that, right? You know what I'm talking about. Trump is in the situation room. Dude, it's actually insane that Trump is like running the country. I know that's like a no shit kind of thing, but it's like just still wild to me. What's up, Asenti? Guys, if any of you have an available Twitch Prime, you got to drop it. All this free game for your favorite streamer. Thank you for the 1 bit. I'm gonna rub it in, dude. Act. Yes, perfect example. Act was such a same thing. Act, Zerebro, Arc, Griffane. Like there were so many of them that just got purely obliterated, like totally cooked. Do I stream like this every day? Every weekday. Monday through Fridays in the morning. And sometimes I trade too. But I told myself that I wasn't going to trade for like 2 or 3 days because I needed a little bit of a mental reset. You know what was starting to happen is my entire life was just checking my phone. And all I was ever doing was just checking my phone. And that was it. And I was looking at candles. Oh, dude. Sensomation with the Prime. You ask and you receive. Thank you for your Prime. I'm sure a lot of people don't even know that they have Primes. I gave you a free sub to Kanto? Oh, well then, fuck yeah. I don't know. Your username isn't the same as whatever it is on Discord. So. Please, sir. One more meme coin run like 2024, I promise. Yeah. There's gonna be another like crazy money making phase for sure. You just have to be patient and be here when it happens. That's really all it is. Who is the U wallet that bought Gore? 30 mil God whale. I guess his name is Durant. The guy who like literally made like 8 figures and made like 10 mil on Trump. Do I buy Gore? I'm personally waiting for lower on Gore. I'm personally waiting for lower. When I lose the most money, it's because I try to force trades without being patient. And I'm trying very, very hard to be patient to where I'm only like buying coins if I really feel like it's like what I used to do before is if the risk to return was like at a certain range for me, I would just do it. But now I'm basically saying like I want my risk to return to be as high as possible. I'm not touching it. Like I actually really want to start. I really want to start getting the entries that I really want. No, yeah, you could definitely start buying things in DCA, but I don't really want to do that. It is a really good thing to see if you're bullish on the market and if you have a lot of crypto, seeing Bitcoin hold this level for so long is actually really good. I don't know if it holds it very much longer, but short term is pretty good. I'm thinking about taking a trade just simply because I'm bored. Ah, can't. I told myself I have to be patient. Fuck. How much do I think I've lost since I've been in crypto? I have no idea. I'm up overall, so I don't know. Like I've done good in crypto, but I've definitely fumbled a lot of money. If you're talking about like coins that I was early to that I sold too early, Pepe, Mog. There's this coin called Unibot, SPX. Dude, I had 2 ETH of SPX at like a mil. I I bought SPX like the day it launched, and I had 2 ETH in, and I sold it for a loss. Serious question. You say that meme coins took over this cycle and 90% of alts died. They never recovered from the previous cycle. What's to say that the same thing won't happen to Solana? Uh, to answer that, I think it could happen. Yeah, whole market is bouncing. Totally natural too. Has nothing to do with the fact that uh the missiles are not being launched at bases in the Middle East right now. No, I don't know who that is. Yeah, this dude's trying to get out. I know a lot of people who are going to use this bounce to try to liquidate whatever they can. Wow, whole market is pumping. Actually crazy. What? Man, I haven't been listening to music the entire time. Fartcoin is up almost 10% in the past hour. Incredible, actually. Hmm. Could you imagine like looking up in the sky and seeing this shit? Maybe I did miss my entry on this. I'm okay with that though. It's only up like 10% anyway. If you wanted to get an entry on this, it's still probably a good entry. I just wonder if like Tolly is going to tweet about this again. Are people actually going to use the chain thing? Like, just be patient. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Useless looks so good. This coin has been ranging around 100 million for like a week. Man, Cooker absolutely printed on this. What a goat. Cooker had a Trump like play on a random shitter. Bro hit a 10x on like mega size. I would have been rich if I would have held mine too. That's what sucks. Look at me. I'm such a bitch. I would have made 4,000 soul if I was still holding right now. Wow. And at the height, it would have been more. It would have been like 5. If I could hold it for a month, dude, I just did not have the I was actually like, I remember sitting at my desk and I was contemplating that. I'm like, why is Cooker like okay with being down 70K on this coin right now? Like, it was so weird to me. I'm like, bro, you have $100,000 worth of a coin that is at 6 mil, been bleeding out for a month. And I remember, and like, I didn't even think to like reach out to him either. He would have responded, and his that's like that whole thing of like, um, you can copy people's trades, but you can't copy their conviction. That shit is so true. That shit is so true. How much did I have in this? Yeah, fuck. I still made such good money on it too. I made like 180 soul. Yeah. Yeah. I was DCAing this like crazy. It was good times. I'm happy with the money I made. I also never would have held to 100 mil. I would have sold that shit at like, I sold it early anyway. I did what I would have done. Like, that's the way to put it. Like, I had way too much in it. Yeah. A part of me really wants to buy like a lot of Farcoin spot. Like, not leverage, just straight Farcoin. You bought useless because of my stream? Wow, dude. That's incredible. I remember even saying, I'm like, man, they really need to back this coin because if they push it, it would bring so much legitimacy to like what they were doing. And fuck, I was just too early for my own good. So I sold on the 14th, and then it didn't start pumping until Yeah, it took a month. Fuck that. Fuck that. I never would have held this. I would have crashed the absolute fuck out. I remember looking at this at six mil too, and I was like, damn. Because not gonna lie, that chart, like for this to have done what it did is just crazy. Crazy. Yeah. And if I had that's the thing, if I held that for 30 days, what do you think I would have done when I was break even? Dude, I'm glad you made money on useless. I also made good money on useless. I'm not even complaining. The thing that sucks is that I gave back the biggest mistake that I think that I made in the past like 5 to 6 months was buying XBT with size because I thought that that wasn't a scam when it very clearly was. Iran gave advance notice of Qatar base attacks to minimize casualties. Qatar says Iranian missile attack on the U.S. base was successfully intercepted with no reports of casualties. So they're just bombing like areas. Bao is getting cabaled. No way. There's a dude in my Discord who had 3 soul of this and didn't sell his dust. How low did this go? Oh, this went to literal 0. This was at 6K. What the fuck? There's this dude in my Discord who bought 3 soul and it turned to dust, and then he didn't sell his dust, and now he's up like 50 soul. He cooked just by holding. It's Bonk's best friend and his little brother. Man, I am starving. All right, bros, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Wow. Let me see if I have this guy's wallet. Nope. I'll add it. I'll check it later. All right, bros. No trades today. I'll trade tomorrow or something. I needed like just to not look at charts and like have money in them because I was definitely not making great decisions the past like week, especially with how the war stuff will happen and then everything will be chilling for like a day and then everything dies. And then it's chilling again and then it dies. Just crazy. Just absolutely just ridiculous. It's been very, very hard to trade. So I'm off for today. I'm gonna be back on tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be very careful with trades and stuff. But I do want to have some fun. I want to gamble, whatever. Thank you for the 1 bit. Thank you guys for subs and stuff. Thank you guys for the stream. Yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. So enjoy your day today with whatever you're doing, spending time with family, working, trading, whatever school, whatever you're doing. And I will be back, like I said, tomorrow morning, bright and early.